In almost every game, old, new, handheld, console, Mario is always the main hero. But why is this? Luigi is right there, and though his resume of heroism is almost just as good, he doesn't get any credit. He's always just the scared brother. So today, let's answer the question, why is Mario always the hero? 'Cause Miyamoto said so, dummy. Starting with Mario's first adventure, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. This game begins with a stork carrying newborn babies Mario and Luigi, when suddenly it is attacked by Kamek. Though Kamek meant to steal both bros, he only successfully captures Luigi, and Mario crashes down onto Yoshi's Island. It's okay, he's chill about it though. So from here, Mario decides to work with the Yoshis, and it's where his heroism first begins. It's weird. Though the game stars a cast of literal children, and the whole thing is very cutesy looking, all of the environments are very childlike and crafty looking. If we really dig deep, Mario is being robbed of his childhood, because these are his formative years, and the fact that he's spending them trying to literally save his brother from Kamek and Baby Bowser is, I imagine, a very traumatic event for him. Seeing your brother get kidnapped has gotta be a traumatic event. And this isn't the only time it happens, as we see it again in Yoshi's Island DS and later in Yoshi's New Island. Now, a traumatic event is clinically classified as a quote-unquote shocking, scary, or dangerous experience that can affect someone emotionally and physically. Mario doesn't react much to these dangerous situations that he's placed in. He's always going to be the hero regardless of whatever situation he's in. He does cry uncontrollably though whenever Yoshi loses him. I think Mario's heroism is just his personal way of dealing with the traumatic situations that he's placed in. This wouldn't be the only time we see this in media either. In the Steven Universe Future miniseries, Steven has undergone so much trauma that he believes he has to fix everything, and as a result, he corrupts himself. Pretty scary stuff. Look, Mario isn't gonna break down anytime soon, clearly. That wouldn't be very E for everyone. But if we really start to think about it, we can start to piece together the logic behind why Mario is always the hero. During his literal first few moments alive, Mario had to save his baby brother despite being a newborn himself. And in the subsequent Yoshi's Island adventures, he has to do the same thing over and over again, which constantly reinforces the notion that he has to be the hero in order to conquer these situations. You know, if it were me, I just wouldn't go back to Yoshi's Island ever again. Simple as that. You know, I wonder what Mario World is about. What's that say? He really went back? Whatever, he's probably like 40. He's over it by now. I wonder if anything else happened in his childhood though. Oh my. Now, lots of folks, including myself, have talked at length about how Partners in Time is the darkest Mario game of all time. But if you really think about the mental impact this game would leave on the bros, whoa. So in the third time hole we explore, we're back on Yoshi's Island, only this time it's quiet. Not a sound to be heard and barely a Yoshi to be seen. There is a pretty suspicious looking egg though, but it's probably nothing. That is until we see him. The Yube is undoubtedly a very uncanny creature, but think about this from Mario's perspective. He's escaped from this island many a time with the help of the Yoshis. They've consumed tons of enemies and pooped out so many eggs. But now Mario's the one being consumed, and he's not too happy about it. At least we finally get to see him show some real emotion, though I'm pretty sure he's only crying because he just got bored. Not because of a trauma response or anything. But hold on a sec. Green Stash is also crying. It's because you're not subscribed. Before we get into the psychology behind those tears, I want to dive a little deeper into the game's story. As we reach the top of Star Hill, we meet the Star Shrine Gate. It's a living being that wants to appraise the bros for their worthiness before letting them pass on into the Star Shrine. Here we get some interesting info about each bro's lifestyle, I guess you would say. The babies are said to be pure because of their age. They're literally like 2 years old. What could they have done? Mario is also worthy, but the gate comments that his diet is very unhealthy and contains a lot of pasta. Now, this isn't the first instance of this joke in the series, as they're always making fun of Mario eating a ton of pasta. Even Mario 64 has a joke where when you're riding the owl for too long, right before he drops you, he says, "Mario, you've eaten too much pasta," and then he drops you. So this is just another one of those Mario's fat jokes. But I think this indicates something deeper. Though the series always approaches it comedically, eating disorders are a very real thing, and trauma can often be a cause for those disorders. And I think they're trying to imply that Mario might have one. Now, I'm not saying that this is definitely because of his childhood or anything, but it's definitely something you want to look at. Now, pivoting over to Luigi, this gate determines that he is unworthy because of these unspeakable desires that he has. There's some incidents that it mentions, but it never goes into any real detail, so all we just know is Luigi could be into some deep So as I was replaying Partners in Time recently, talking to the Shrine Gate like opened a door in my mind. I started thinking about how Mario and Luigi both have like similar childhood trauma, yet they're both having very different responses to it that have led them down similar but different paths. Mario, constantly needing to fight and save Luigi, developed a hero complex. He's the literal star of the show after all. Conversely, Luigi was always in the position of the person needing to be saved, and because of this, he's a bit of a scaredy cat. We see this all the time in Partners in Time and in other games like Luigi's Mansion. Of course, given the name of the game, Luigi's Mansion sees Luigi being the titular hero. However, he does have his moments of fear which are very common throughout the game and the whole series. Though he does step up and save Mario, he never fully lets go of his fears. Now oftentimes, Luigi's fear is relegated to comic relief, which I think is kind of sad because I think that's his trauma response. During the talk with the Stargate, and honestly the whole game, there's not one moment of seriousness from the bros surrounding Luigi's fears and reactions that he has. Everyone's constantly making fun of him, even baby Luigi.
I mean, imagine being constantly made fun of and laughed at by literally yourself. That'd suck.
What a stupid loser YouTuber.
Hey!
So we might just think of the bros' characterizations as the heroic one and the scared one, but actually digging deeper into their histories, learning who had to save who, things start to make a lot more sense, at least from a psychological angle. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you later.